Jack Frost, what's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. At this point, mofos in business, I'm not talking about us like regular niggas. Mofos in the business at this point have to be looking at some of the things that I say on this platform, if it ever comes past their ears, and gotta be like, what in the hell? How did he know? Let me fix this, move this back some. At this point, mofos have to be looking at me like, how the hell did he know that? DJ Akademiks in all of the trouble, and rightfully so, if any of this is true. Just so we can be clear, if any of this is true, he deserves all of the bullshit that he's going to be getting. If any of this is true. So first thing I want to say is this. I'm trying to get the camera right. So the first thing I want to say is this. Do y'all remember when he was going on the ledge just recently, going on the ledge and just saying some of the most insane stuff in order to defend Drake? I thought it was insane. I don't know what anybody else is thinking. But I was like, fam, the ledge, you're on it. What did I tell y'all? If he don't stop, it's going to double back on him. He's getting himself in trouble. What did I tell y'all? So first, let's do comment. I'm shouting people out as you comment. Shout out to Todd Ice this morning, Frost. Morning. Shout out to the Fuse says, yeah. Shout out to Brandon Washington says, morning, BBN fan, bam, salute, Frost, salute. Do y'all remember me saying that? Hold on. If you remember me saying that and you in the show right now, drop a Frost. Also, hit that like button so we can send out notifications. We started late today. But do y'all remember me saying that? I was like, Akademiks is screwing himself over. They coming after him too. I remember me saying that. So, as y'all already know, there is a woman trying to sue Akademiks. I'll go over the situation regarding that. But there's a woman trying to sue Akademiks. And basically what she said is that she was invited over to Akademiks' home. At some point or another, she ingested a drink. Then she was unconscious, basically. And when she woke up, there were men on top of her. And she was like in a state of passing out and gaining consciousness. And after some other guys had got, they turned with her, then Akademiks, she woke up at some point and Akademiks was on top of her also. Yeah. Shout out to the super producer Mike Jones in the building. Salute to Philly. Do y'all remember that? Okay. So before we even get into all of the shenanigans, Akademiks does a live. And he says that people that he are associated with was contacted by Tyrone Blackburn. Exactly, super producer. By Tyrone Blackburn. And when they were contacted by Tyrone Blackburn, this is friends of Akademiks, associates, allegedly, they told the friends associates that Akademiks better stop defending Diddy and Drake or they were going to come after him. Isn't that what I effing said? Didn't I say because he keeps defending Drake, something is going to happen to him? Now, I'm going to explain to you in a minute why he's cooked. He's cooked. Akademiks is cooked. I need for y'all to understand this. He's cooked. Tada said Ak hit that after his boys trying to say that he didn't hit. That's going to be proven to be a lie. Mike Jones says there's video footage saying that super producer Mike Jones is saying that they're saying that there's video footage. But didn't I tell y'all, by him defending Drake and going out on a ledge, it's one thing when you're defending someone and there's room to navigate. It's another thing when you're defending the indefensible. Akademiks spends a lot of time allegedly. Akademiks spends a lot of time defending the indefensible, defending shit that is like, how are you defending this? What are you talking about? He spends a lot of time doing that. What that basically shows, at least to me, is a lack of integrity. Because there's a point where when we're having a conversation and you make a point, a good point, that it has to be accepted. That it's not about whether something can be proven or not. It has to be accepted. You understand? If you can make a point, a good point, in a conversation, and that person does not accept that great point, woo, that's an indictment of their integrity. Brandon Washington says, hey, BBN, not trying to be out of the loop, but I've been pretty busy. Can you give a quick breakdown on how things got to this from the Drake to Kendrick Lamar beef? Okay, 2 seconds. Brandon Washington, actually, you see he's on the green team, so I'm gonna always do everything I can to respond back to green team members. So, just so we could be clear, when Drake was being outed by Kendrick Lamar for the PDF files and everything else, Akademiks jumped out on a ledge to defend those claims with no proof of nothing. He just started calling Kendrick a liar. The problem is there's proof that backs up some of the shit that Kendrick has been saying. A majority of the things that Kendrick has been saying. At the same time, Akademiks was busy parroting some of the things that Kendrick was saying, that Drake was saying about Kendrick, and those things have been proven to be lies. So you know what somebody does at this point that wants to sue you? This is the perfect time for them to pull up, because you yourself has been defending somebody who they're saying did what you are accusing or you are being accused of. So anyone that wants to sue DJ Akademiks for this type of behavior that he might have or might not have done, this will be the perfect time for them to pull up. That's why DJ Akademiks is going through what he's going through right now. Because he was defending Diddy. Well, I don't even know how that was. I didn't even know that was a thing. And then he started defending Drake on similar claims with no evidence of nothing. Not even good counterpoints. Just saying those people are lying. Those people are lying. Having nothing. NK says, to be fair, acted a stream in his own podcast where he detailed the entire situation in January. You do know that is what most likely sealed his deal, right? I know y'all think people coming out and saying their side of the story helps, but your side of the story never helps unless you have evidence to back it up. Even if you're being honest. So what Akademiks said was this, just so we could be clear. if I can remember correctly, if I'm incorrect about any of what he said during his stream, put it in there, NK. So what Akademiks said was this, if I could recall correctly. He invited the girl over. She was with it. They had some drinks. He went into the other room. He was doing something, sleeping or something. He woke up and she had already did the business with his friends. Right? That's what he said happened, correct? Then the comment goes on. He did his own YouTube stream and his own podcast off the recording explaining this, explaining the tapes. You mean explaining the woman in the background screaming her head off? Like people who are down with it scream for help. Is that the stream you're talking about? I'm just curious. Is that the stream you're talking about? That had the girl screaming in the background. Like somebody was trying to unalive her. That's the video you're talking about when he was explaining that video, correct? I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Todd Doss says, I know the academic files in detail. Keep going, Frost, you on point. The Fuse says, will these charges go criminal in your opinion? So basically what already happened is they tried to go get an indictment for Akademiks. 4 of the men that allegedly there's video of her laying there unconscious or something, and 4 of the men said they think she wanted it. But everybody else was like indicted. And in the grand jury, it has to be unanimous. So just so we can be clear, the young lady was screaming her head off. That he was saying that she was down with it. Like, come on, fam. Are we really doing that? NK? Are we really doing that? We really doing that? Tada says, no, Frost, it's not the same girl. So you do know that there's multiple girls that have came forward and contacted Tyrone Blackburn. I was gonna save that. What up, Kyra knows? Says all praises to the Most High. Good morning, BBN. So you do know that there's multiple girls that came forward. Hold on. So you do know there's multiple girls that came forward and said that this happened to her, contacted Tyrone Blackburn. So he did play a tape at one point or another. I don't know who heard it or who didn't. But he did play an audio or a video, and he let us hear the audio, and there was a girl screaming in the freaking background. And was he on live and she was screaming in the background? But hold on. So y'all do know that there's multiple women. So you do know that you heard it, right? Super producer, thank you. Yeah, so hold on, just so we can be clear. The one that had the girl screaming in the background, was that when he was on live? There's a reason why I say things and then I ask for people to give context in the chat. So Tada, don't tell me I'm wrong. Give context. Don't tell me I'm wrong. Give context. If you can't give context, then we can't really go with what you're talking about. Give context. Thank you. He was live when she was screaming. I conduct our business over here in a certain way. I conduct our business over here in a certain way. So just so we could be clear, there's a girl that's suing him, and then there's a girl that was screaming on the live stream. We all know that those are two separate people. Shout out to the Coney Island Sharks. So y'all do know that there's multiple women that have contacted Tyrone Blackburn. Y'all know this, right? Or is this new information? Who knew that? Before we go one step further, who knew that? Before we go one step further, who knew that there were multiple women that contacted Tyrone Blackburn? I got to get y'all to comment one way or the other, fam. If I just say the correct thing the whole entire show, don't nobody comment. So I have to be a little bit off. So motherfuckers comment. Now, with that being said, who knew that there were multiple women contacting Tyrone Blackburn? I need to put something in back of this mic so we can capture the camera, back of the phone, so we can capture the sound a little bit better. Give me 1 second. Who knew? Now people scared to talk? Y'all feel like I'm setting traps? Maybe I'm setting traps. Maybe I'm not. Who knows? Maybe I'm setting traps. Maybe I'm not. Who knows? Maybe I'm setting traps. Maybe I'm not. Who knows? So we have just determined that there's a woman that's suing him and another woman that was screaming on the live. Shout out to Brandon Hunter with the $5 drop. He says, good morning, Frost Chat. Salute. Brandon Hunter pulls up into the saloons. He has on a giant bow staff around his neck. He's dressed like he's Link from the Zelda series. He has a boomerang on his hip. He has an ocarina around his neck. He walks into the saloons. Asks for some drinks. The bartender pushes him over a coffee. Pushes him over a sarsaparilla, a muffin. He puts some rupees on the damn saloon mantle. He puts some rupees on the saloon mantle. Bartender picks him up. He's like, "What the hell are these?" He said, "They're rupees." He drinks everything so quick the bartender can't take it back. Shout out to Brandon Hunter, pulling all of the shenanigans, dressed up like Link. Lots of women, so let's get them in order, please, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. You don't understand my point yet, do you, Tada? You're in here trying to have an argument with me instead of accepting. Anybody understand the point I'm trying to make yet? I'm not forget Tada. He's too busy trying to figure out how he can like point out something I'm doing wrong. Does anybody else figure out the point that I'm making yet? Anybody else? Because some of y'all in here to have a conversation, some of y'all are not. Has anybody else figured out what I'm trying to explain yet? Does anybody understand the point that I'm making yet? Put it in the chat. The wild thing is, shout out to Mind, Body, and Soul. What's up, baby girl? Hope everything is going well with you this morning. The wild thing is, this is the point that I made like 6 or 7 days ago when I told y'all that he should be quiet. Does anybody understand the point that I'm making yet? I'll give y'all a minute. NK says, when one or more persons accuses somebody of something bad, call a spade a spade. No, not at all. I'm not making that point at all. Sometimes people could collectively just get together and decide that they're going to lie on a person or an institution. So no, that's not the point I'm making. Just so we can be clear. And I'm not saying anybody's lying. I'm just saying that's not my point. But that was a good try. This might be the rise and fall of different academics. Yeah. Shout out to Brandon Washington with the $10 drop. Brandon Washington comes into the saloon. He stands about 7'7". He has muskers rippling through his shirt. He can't even have sleeves on his shirt. His shirt's made of pants legs. So he got pants legs on his shirt arms. He got pants legs. He has shorts on because they don't make fabric. It's like he has a dress. The dress is what he has on each individual leg. But they look like pants on him because he's so humongous. He walks into the saloon. He has to walk in sideways and stooped over. So he's going like this as he's walking in the door. You gotta walk in the door. He got to turn sideways like this and walk. Brandon Washington walks into the saloon. He goes up to the bartender. He goes up to the bartender. Bartender said, "Ah, shucks." He tells the guy to go turn their homemade blender on. Basically, electricity doesn't exist. Remember, this is 1860. His homemade blender is a guy that goes out back and gets on a bicycle and pedals the bicycle. And then they usually just hook it up to a blender and then it's blades that spin. But when Brandon Washington come in, they can't use a regular cup. They have a whole barrel. You know, like the barrels they throw apples in and shit. So they has a whole barrel hooked up to it. They throw some apples in there. They throw some other canned fruits in there because we're in the middle of nowhere. So all the fruit you get out there is canned. They throw some lamb, some actual meat in there, uncooked. They throw some oats in there. They take a cow. They're milking the cow udders then they blend it all up. And then Brandon Washington drinks it like this. Because he's so huge. He holds the cup like this. He throws it back. Shout out to Brandon Washington. pull it up into, they throw the whole can in there. They don't even, they're not opening the can, fam. They throwing the whole can in there. Everything is getting blended. Shout out to Brandon Washington pulling up to the saloon, having himself a smoothie, a roughie. I don't know what the hell you call it at that point, but it's good. All right, so let me explain. Tough Media Production says Tyrone Blackburn will eventually get locked up for extortion. Can you explain, if you're still in here, could you explain how it's extortion if a person goes to a lawyer because they want to sue someone? I need to know how that's extortion. Anybody in here could explain how a person wanting to sue someone, going to a lawyer, and then having the lawyer draw up legal papers and contacting the individual? Could somebody explain to me how that's extortion? I'm curious. All right, so the point I was making before was, do you remember I told y'all DJ Akademiks need to stay away from the Drake situation? The reason why I said that is because you cannot try to defend the indefensible. He didn't have any ground to stand on when he was trying to say that Drake was telling the truth and Homeboy was lying, Kendrick Lamar. So now that it comes out that Drake, everything that Drake said about Kendrick Lamar was actually a lie, how can you trust anything that Akademiks says? I'm going to slow walk this for people like Tada. How can you trust anything that DJ Akademiks says? Drake was given information that Drake tried to buy off of somebody. That information was incorrect. DJ Akademiks spent a week or two defending these incorrect information. Then, even after the information was found out to be incorrect, instead of him just saying, oh, wow, we were wrong, now he's saying, well, Drake lied, but the other guy lied also. First of all, Drake didn't lie. He was wrong. Unless Drake said that, knowing that those things were lies, knowing that it was not true, he's not lying. He's wrong. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to tell you what manipulation is. Manipulation is when somebody tells you something that is incorrect and they know that it's incorrect, but they gloss it up like something else and try to make it seem like something it isn't. In order to be able to get an emotion out of you, in order for them to use that emotion to make you determine your next move or make you decide a thing. This is how manipulation has been used against people. So when Drake got that information, he didn't believe that information to be true. So since Drake thought the information was true, Drake did not lie. He was just wrong. So when Akademiks goes on to say Drake lied and Kendrick lied, first of all, he's wrong on both accounts because Drake did not lie. Drake thought that that was the truth. So therefore, he was just given misinformation and he was wrong. Now, on Kendrick's side, we haven't gotten any evidence that anything Kendrick said was not true yet. You cannot call yourself the media if you're biased to this level, because you are media, but you're not journalistic media. Now do you understand why the other day, when I was basically trying to explain that Akademiks was Drake's media, how the idiot at the park trying to he don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Sometimes people just stupid. I don't know how to say that. Sometimes people are just stupid. Like they just, I don't really like talking about people like this, but sometimes people are just stupid all day long. Like all day long. Like all day long. Like they wake up and it's just like, good night. Like that's the first thing that comes out. I'm about to eat. I'm about to eat. I'm about to eat dinner. They waking up. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm about to eat dinner. Like everything about them is wrong. They're just idiots. I don't know no other way to put it. So when you are the media, but it's different types of media, and your job is to make an individual look good, then you're not journalistic media. You're not informative media. You are media for that person. Just like when we talk about cinema is a form of media, newspaper is a form of media, right? Television is a form of media. YouTube is a form of media. It's not media in its entirety. It's a form of media. So when DJ Akademiks decides that he's going to be Drake's media, he's Drake's media guy. That means that no matter what happens, he has to always spin it in a way that at the very least, it's a push. Drake never loses. So what I was trying to explain is, once he did that, he opened himself up to any problems that he has that has to deal with the legal system. Now it's time to pounce. Because that person isn't the type of media that's based in integrity. Even when given the information that they have is incorrect or wrong, they're still going to push the same narrative and just try to figure out how they can say the same exact thing that they've been saying in a different way. So when I started the video off and I started talking about, there was a lady that filed a report, and is that the same lady that was yelling and screaming on the live? That's way easier for me to say that, and then for people to say, no, those are two separate ladies. Frost is wrong. Then it is for me to sit here and explain to you that there's multiple people that have contacted Tyrone Blackburn. Because now I'm going to have fucking people say, oh, how do you know that? So I let the individuals who are always looking for me to be wrong about something say that themselves. Are y'all caught up? Let's read some comments. They pissed off somewhere. They like, Frost outsmarted us again. They somewhere pissed off. Can we hit that like button? We got 61 people in here. I've been doing freaking mental gymnastics on these rap bastards all morning. We could get to 25 likes. We at 17. Can we hit that like button? Who wants to have a saloon tonight? Should we have a saloon petty war tonight? Who wants to have a saloon petty war tonight? Shout out to My Body and Soul says Drake paid $150K for false information. Yes, he did. Kyron says big old facts. Yes. People don't know what the media is. You understand? They have no idea. They don't know. They just think the media is journalism, and that's all media is. That is not all of what media is. Niggas says they don't know nothing. Shout out to the few weeks' facts. Brandon Washington says Drake and his Degrassi self. Shout out to Tunes and salute chat Frost. Yo, Tunes, when you going green team, fam? Ax said on the screen yesterday, if I go down, y'all all gonna go down. What you mean by someone is laughing? Am I on point, fam? Hold on, NK. Have I said anything wrong? If I have, please tell me. I'm gonna discuss that too, Tunes. Hold on, NK. If I'm saying anything wrong about what media is, please tell me. See, I don't want to lip wrestle with these guys. So sometimes I got to trick them into saying certain things. And so I don't have to go back and forth with them for 20 minutes over nothing. You notice the dude Ty bounce. He ain't come back. He here. He got to wait for me to say something so he can tell me I'm wrong about something. Oh, God. Hold on. I got to blow my nose. In case, no, you're on point 100%. Y'all don't feel like arguing with fools all day. So sometimes you just got to trick them into arguing against themselves. I just told everybody what my point is, and then he says, what's your point? I told y'all. I'm not going to kick him. He's not saying nothing disrespectful. I'm just letting y'all understand. I just explained what my entire point was. He said, what's your point? Who else think he gaslighting? Put some fire emojis down there. Who else think he gaslighting? Shout out to Brandon Washington. Shout out to Brandon Washington with the $40 drop. Damn, Brandon, you should have did that tonight, fam. Brandon Washington pulls up to the saloon. He's already inside. He's sitting at the bar. He got one chair here, because, you know, there's stools. He got a chair under him. He got another chair here, and then there's another chair. They all smushed together. They're stools. He's sitting there. The ladies is upstairs. They said, Mr. Washington. Okay, I'm going to save that for tonight. Copy. I'm going to save that for tonight. They were like, Mr. Washington. The ladies. He don't think he gaslighting though. Yo, hold on. Your man, Ty don't think he gaslighting though. He just gaslights, man. How the hell did I just explain the whole entire point? And then he said, but what's your point? Did I eat him? I think he in his emotions somewhere. He's somewhere in his emotions. He in his emotions. I promise you. He in his emotions right now. He in his emotions. So he in his emotions. He's in his emotions right now. Anyway, so apparently there are multiple women that are accusing DJ Akademiks of something similar. Also, do you remember when DJ Akademiks was like he's texting with the girl or whatever? Anybody remembers that? When DJ Akademiks was like, yo, I'm texting with the girl. She said I didn't do anything or something along those lines. Anybody remembers that happened? Because Ty, you remember that? He's not going to want to talk because I'm about to eat to him again if he say anything. You remember that? He's not going to talk. He's going to be quiet. He's going to act like he don't remember it. Hey, Ty, because you know everything about DJ Akademiks, don't you? Anybody remembers when DJ Akademiks was on his live and he was like texting back and forth with the girl? I'm just asking. You remember that? Anybody remembers that? You know, that wasn't the girl. It was actually the police. So they've been doing a sting operation on DJ Akademiks for quite some time now. Who told y'all DJ Akademiks should have stayed out of this Drake shit? Who told y'all that DJ Akademiks needed to stop fucking defending Drake when he was indefensible? Who told you that? Who told you that? Somebody told you that. Someone fucking told you that. having no information about these women trying to sue him. Somebody told you that. Having no information about Tyrone Blackburn being contacted by multiple women. Having no information that the police was doing a sting on him. Who told you that? Who told you that? I had no information. I had zero information. Zero. I just had a feeling that I can't even explain. I just had a feeling. Yeah, shout out to Zeus. Tissa Tells is definitely, first of all, shout out to Tissa Tells. Love her damn show. Love her program. Everybody that she works with in the behind the scenes, because whenever we're doing this and whenever we're covering paperwork and things like that, we have people that work with us. So whoever is the individuals that work with her, absolutely incredible people. All right. Just so we could be and she's a super cutie. I just want to say that once again. She's a super cutie. I have no idea if she's married or not, if she got a man or not, but she is just super cute and she's so silly and she's so goofy. I fucking love her. I just want to say it like that. I fucking love her. She's so silly. She's so goofy. She's incredible. I don't know what else to tell you. Shout out to Tissa Tells. But Zeus, you don't have to send people to other people's content. All right. I shout out Tissa Tells all the time. I don't consider myself to be in competition with anybody else. So that's not what this is. Copy? You got it, Zeus? So if you want to enjoy the show, please enjoy the show. But I don't consider myself to be in competition with anyone else. And I shout out other platforms all the time. I just don't watch many platforms. She's one of the few platforms that I watch. Because the people who speak to me behind the scenes, they send me everybody's videos. But she's one of the few content creators that when they send me the video, I actually watch it. She's fucking incredible. She's so cute. Ack was literally playing the video of a woman talking about Kendrick's hotel situation when he found out about his own. Yep. Y'all want to hear what else the police said? This I'll tell you because I got this from Tissa Tells. Shout out to Zeus for bringing her name up. So I'm going to say this. Anybody else want to know what happened with the police? Ack is finished. He's finished. The only way he can get to the other side of this, okay, when he gets to the other side of this, he's going to be fortunate not to be in prison. I guess that's the best way to put it. Not being in prison right now should be his goal. What up, baby Key? Yeah. I think not being in prison should be his goal. Okay, so the Diddy shit started with a civil case too, didn't it? The R. Kelly situation started with a civil case too, didn't it? Trump situation started with a civil case too, didn't it? Do you see the pattern? Baby Key, do you see the pattern? Considering that I'm constantly telling y'all about stuff that's gonna happen that nobody even knows, that's even on the horizon, and then I be right. You really gonna question me on this? I mean, other things I get. When I say something and it's just like, what in the hell? But this is pretty close to what happens in real life. OJ won his criminal case and still lost the civil case. My body and soul said the state or the feds is going to pick this up. Hold on. I got something I want to say that Tissatel said. We get to 25. I'm going to say it. I would say 30, but it's somebody else's information. So 25. We get 3 more likes, and I'll tell you. I would say 30, but it's somebody else's information. It's not even. It's not even nothing I came with on my own. When this shit I came with on my own, I'd be like, I need X amount of likes, and it'd be a lot. But this is just something that I got from somebody else, so it is what it is. 2 more likes, and I tell you. Baby Keith says, I doubt it. Well, if he helps with putting away people like Diddy and putting away people like Drake, then I don't think there's going to be a criminal case against him. How about that? If he becomes a snitch, then I don't think there's going to be a criminal case for him. Do y'all understand why I keep telling y'all I don't want to know about no crimes? Do y'all understand? I don't want to know about no crimes. I don't want to know about no crimes. I don't want to be put in a position where I might have to snitch on nobody. As I'm not going to snitch. I'm going to end up going to jail and I'm going to be fucked up. And it's going to be because your dumbass had the nerve to tell me about some fucking crime that I didn't need to know about. Do you understand why I be like, I don't want to know about no crimes? When you are, especially a media entity, and the government feels like you know information on multiple crimes that people are committing, once they decide they're going to go after those people, you also are a target. I don't want to know about no crimes. Baby Key says, out of all of these people you named, who case started out civil? Damn near all of them. What are you talking about? Absolutely. Who didn't? Who case didn't start out civil by all of the people I named? Who case didn't start out civil? I'm not doing that with you. I literally named everybody who case started out as a civil case with the exception of OJ Simpson. So what are you talking about? You just, all right, you just here to argue. Copy. I got you. I know how to. You're a hostile witness. That's how I'm going to handle you from now on. Mind, Body, and Soul says, I tell you why. They are text messages of Axe telling these guys she's on something else. So it came across as a setup or even. What you mean by that, Mind, Body, and Soul? Explain, please. I want you to elaborate. In cases, Dan Frost, you really on it. I got a question, though. Aside from public perception, what would the benefit of cleaning himself off this by handing in tapes, talking to police, etc.? You think he trying to outsmart the police? So if the girl is lying, they would doubt other people that come forward, reasonable type of doubt? No, not at all. No. I don't think okay. So I think there was a point where he was trying to outsmart the police, and I'll talk about that if we ever get to 25 likes. We only got 24, so I've got to wait. But if we ever get to 25 likes, and I remember, if we get there in a reasonable amount of time, and I remember we're on the conversation, then I'll tell you. But at this point, I don't think there is any outsmarting the police for him. Is that fair? If we get to 25 likes, we got 25 likes. So allegedly, the police have him taking all of the blankets and everything that was used in the alleged attack and dropping them in a garbage down the road from his home. Like he put it in the car, and he drove somewhere and dropped off the blankets and stuff, or the sheets that was used in the alleged attack. There is no outsmarting the police at this point. The literal act of him doing that puts him, as he knew he was doing something, or something happened, that it's implying guilt. And yes, this is a legal term. I can't remember what you call it legally, but this is a thing that is used in court when you do something after an alleged crime in order to cover up the crime, implying that you are guilty. Civil is money. Baby Key says it wasn't a question, it was a statement. Out of all the people that I named, the other people are about to be held up on charges. At least I named Diddy, right? They're currently trying to get him indicted. So because the legal system isn't working fast enough for you, I'm asking? You don't think there's a process involved? So you don't think there's a process involved. I got you. Told you, hostile. And then now that I treat the person like a hostile commenter, at some point they're going to be like, well, I'm full sacking that way. Toon says, what you think it meant if he go down, y'all going down with me? That they're all part of a network? What else could it mean? So let's say I know about crime somebody else is doing. And let's say I get in trouble for something. Right? And then I say, if I go down, that person, that person, that person, and that person is also going down. Right? That's implying that those people are committing crimes, but we're not working together. We're not part of a network. The only way it makes sense, grammatically at least, for me to say, if I go down, you are all going down with me, is if we're part of a network. Right? Brandon Washington, tampering with evidence. What up, Latoya Hicks says, greetings from Cali. Yalabi A1, appreciate you, baby girl. Salute. When you going back to the green team? I'm always asking these rap bastards when they going back to the green team. Toon says, you think he paid Shorty and she still came back around and sued him? I have no idea. But if he did pay her, he should have had her sign something. Shout out to Buffalo. Salute. Shout out to South California. Salute. SoCal. In cases, I didn't know he did that wild act. That's what the police is saying, allegedly. Shout out to Tissa Tells. That's where I got it from. A bill says tampering with evidence or evidence tampering. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. Same thing. No. Tampering with evidence and evidence tampering is one thing. I'm not talking about that specifically. I'm talking about when after an alleged act is committed, you do a thing in order to hide the crime. That's inferring guilt. You understand what I'm saying? That's something else. That's something completely. You could tamper with evidence and not be a part of the crime. You could tamper with evidence and the crime could have been committed by a third party. You could be the third party. You understand? So no, I get what you're saying. And yes, I was also tampering with evidence. Absolutely. But what I'm saying is there's a different term. I can't remember what it's called right now, but there's a different term. And basically the term it's based around you trying to hide the fact that a crime was committed. So basically, he can't say right now that, a crime wasn't committed because he did a thing that implies that he knew that a crime was committed. The crime that was allegedly committed, though, is one he's being accused of. So therefore, his actions imply that he was complicit in the crime. I can't remember what it's called at the moment. I wish we had some lawyers in here today. Brandon Washington said, like if someone was shot and the person tried to throw away the weapon or something. Yeah, I'm trying to think of it now. If a person was shot and then when they're coming to your home, I'm trying to think a way, but not like this. I forgot what it's called. But basically, you committed the crime. It's you basically saying that you're guilty of the crime. I'm guilty of the crime, basically. This is what's being said, just so we can be clear. It's a term, like it's a term, but yes, it's all concealment. It's all of the things you're saying, all correct. It all falls inside of that category. But it's a step further. You understand what I'm saying? That allows for more evidence to be brought into obstruction to justice. No, that's not it. But it's okay. We don't want to get stuck on this. We got to move off of this. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a term that's used in court that allows for them to be able to bring in more evidence and makes it so that you don't need a witness. Like, I forgot what the term is called, though. I'm so sorry about that. I did not graduate from law school. Most of the stuff that I know that has to deal with this stuff, I took up classes obviously, but most of the stuff is literally because I've read books and I've looked up a lot of shit that has to deal with the law. I can't remember at this moment. I'm so apologetic about that, but we gotta move on. We gotta move on, though. We gotta move on. But just know that the term exists. Oh, that's a good point. Shout out to Tunes. Tunes just said a good point. Said he is saying the homies that did the thing to the girl, he's snitching on them. That's a good point. He could be talking about that. He could be simply saying that. But just so we can be clear, I'm assuming that they will be going down with him anyway, because they would be a part of the situation when it becomes a criminal case, correct? So I don't think it has to be, I don't think the police need him to get them. Is that fair? Is that fair? Because although she's suing him in civil court, if it becomes a criminal matter, the police don't need him to get them. Also, he's the big fish. So they're way more interested in getting him, who without him, the crime presumably couldn't even be committed. Right? What I understood it to be in the context of him basically saying that the reason in which why they're coming after him is because he was defending Diddy and Drake. And then he says if he goes down, everybody is going down with him. Make sense? They said the police said they have surveillance. I don't know if they have the actual items, but allegedly they have surveillance of him balling up the bed sheeting, the bed dressing, whatever you want to call it, sheets, taking them out of his home, driving off, and then throwing it into a garbage. Misprison of a felony. I don't know that term. That's bananas. So I don't know if they retrieved the bedding. I'm assuming that they just, no, not accessory after the fact, shot to chase. But I mean, if he's not being accused of the crime at all, then yes, it would be accessory after the fact. Everything that y'all saying is factual. Y'all haven't said a phrase that doesn't, that just shows you just how much trouble he's in. Every single thing that y'all have just said literally applies to his situation. But the thing that I'm trying to remember is how when you go to court, it allows for them to bring in extra evidence. Basically, the prosecution is basically going to be able to say that the defendant has already admitted to the crime due to his actions. No, Akademiks is going to snitch. Akademiks is snitching on everything. He's going to snitch on everything. See, a snitch is the nigga that want to know the crimes, right? But they're going to eventually tell if they get in the hot water. You understand what I'm saying? They want to know the crimes. No, discovery is something totally different. They want to know the crimes. You understand what I'm saying? So a snitch will sit around with you and let you tell them about all of the crimes. They'll even in partake in some of the crimes just so they can witness you doing the crime. You understand what I'm saying? That's what a snitch will do. Some niggas like me, I don't want to know what the damn crime is. Please, I don't want to know what the crime is. I don't want to know the crime. Aiding and abetting is something else also, but I know you're trying. Shout out to Kitty Cadillac, shout out to Chase. I know you're trying. So, yeah, I don't want to know what the crime is. Don't tell me what the crime is. Don't commit crimes around me. I'm cool with not being a part of the fucking crime. The intentional destruction of evidence is considered spoliation of evidence. That also, everything that y'all saying is on point, but I'm thinking about something else. Can we move on, y'all? Can we just move on? I'm sorry that I put this earwig in your brain, fam. I really am sorry about that. I'm sorry I put this earwig in your brain. I really am. I know there's a ton of y'all leaving the chat to go figure out what the fuck I'm talking about so y'all can come back and see if this is it. I'm sorry I put the earwig in your brain. But I am very happy that you guys are in here commenting and y'all are part of what we're doing. I appreciate that. As a fact, I appreciate that. But I'm sorry I put the earwig in your brain. I really do apologize. I really do apologize. Who's going to help us with the gas prices? everybody that votes for Trump. What the fuck? You do know Biden plans on to raise taxes even more. I got a clip of Biden saying that we could afford taxes to be high. I'm not even capping. He was in an interview and he said the lady was like, you know, gas and everything, pardon me, groceries and everything is really, really high. He was like, well, the people could afford it. Yeah, act is definitely telling. That's crazy. Also, her complaint is that he called her over so they can assault her. And let's just be honest, that sounds like the type of person Akademiks is. To just be mad at you, so he wants something bad to happen to you. You understand what I'm saying? That's just the type of person he comes off as. The dude was already messed up to the point where he should have just been quiet and stopped talking about the thing, but instead he put his foot on the gas. He's done. It's over for him. He's finished. He's finished. He keeps saying people are trying to come in and this is a money grab. Fam, stop it. Stop it. When you go to court, whether it be civil or criminal, and all of these videos are now going to be shown in court, and these jurists is going to be able to see the you know, whatever videos or photos she have of her injuries, whatever the hospital was saying she's suffering from, right? And then they're gonna be able to also look at this mofo talking about this is a money grab. You know how callous and senseless and heartless he's gonna sound? You think anybody is gonna be able to sympathize with him? You think anybody is gonna care about his feelings? Anybody? The part is, what are y'all gonna be able to say when it's gonna be proven that she tried to have him criminal charges first? But since they couldn't bring a criminal case against him, in order to make sure that this shit don't die, she sued him just to keep the investigation open, so they could bring criminal charges up against him later. What then? What then? Know how careless and heartless he's gonna look? What about when, and this is 100% what I would do if I was the prosecution. What when they put some of the comments that the people in his chat is making about her derogatorily, and she a whole victim? Look at the type of community this guy's creating. What do you think is gonna happen? I told y'all he was gonna be in trouble before any of this dropped, fam. And you still think that I don't have some kind of connection or some shit going on. I told y'all all of this was gonna happen before it happened. I told you they was gonna get Akademiks out of here, and then not even a couple of days after I said that shit, we find out he getting sued. What do you think is gonna happen when, and I would 100% do this if I was the prosecution, And I'm talking about after whatever this, and it goes into criminal case. I'm talking about when it goes into the criminal case. What do you think is going to happen when they start, showing the jury how callous his community is towards this victim? What do you think is going to happen? How heartless, how you got hundreds or thousands of heartless people in there cheering him on as he's re-victimizing this woman. What do you think is going to happen? You really think he's going to get off? The Few says, Axe shouldn't have been glazing Drake so hard. He may have slid under the radar. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because what you have to understand is, when he was doing that to Drake, those victims, or those people that are saying that they were victims, if they are victims, they were being victimized again in their minds emotionally. They were going back to those moments, remembering what had happened to them, if this is a thing that had happened. Tyrone Blackburn is the lawyer to go to for this specific type of thing. He's the lawyer, period. He's the lawyer. Whenever there's this type of situation going on, Tyrone Blackburn is the lawyer to go to. How is he a scammer? Explain to me how he's a scammer. I keep hearing people call people scammers that I know for a fact is not a scammer. Explain to me how he's a scammer. Explain to me one situation where he brought charges against somebody and it was found out that those charges was unwarranted. Just tell me one situation. Tell me one. Tell me one. Why are you taking so long? He's such a big scammer. You should have like 8, 9 names ready right now, right? Tell me one. He's a scammer. How you don't got all of these names already ready? Are you just talking and you bad-mouthing people? He's a scammer, but you can't tell me one time that something happened and show proof. That's not nothing. None of the previous lawsuits got anyway. What previous lawsuits? Name one. I said name something, and I'm about to kick him. Don't worry. He's just here to waste our time, so I'm about to kick him. Name one. You don't want to get kicked? Name one. Against T.I. Did those lawsuits get completely dropped? Did those lawsuits get completely dropped? Did those lawsuits get completely dropped? Because if I remember correctly, there were multiple women making accusations. If I remember correctly, not all of the lawsuits got completely dropped, although I do think there was one girl that she got accused. So you don't answer the question. Did the lawsuit get dropped without prejudice? Oh, you don't know how law works. You just know that it got postponed or it got put off, and you just think that that means dropped. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. All of this shit is connected to Diddy, by the way. Now, we're not going to kick him yet. But yes, obviously, he don't know what the fuck he talking about. Thank you, LaToya Hicks. No, because they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know anything that what they're talking about. They never know what they're talking about. The few think I should kick him. Who else think he should get his bags? Put it in the chat. Who else think he should get his bags? Put it in the chat. I want to know how many people think this person should get their bags. Diddy is sucker. He got his son out here making diss songs, talking when all of them should be quiet at the moment. He got his son out here trying to blame everything on 50 Cent. Diddy is sucker. Another nigga that's gonna tell on everybody. Only reason why Diddy isn't in jail right now is because they don't want everybody to go to jail. That's the only reason why Diddy isn't in jail right now. That's Tada. Whoever that other dude is talking crazy, he with Tada. The only reason why Diddy isn't in jail right now is because if they lock him up right now, so many other people are also going to go to jail because of the shit he got people. It's the only reason why Diddy ain't locked up right now. You better believe it. They're not going to lock Diddy up. They trying to probably figure out a way to kill him. Heard it here first. They're going to make a deal with somebody close to him that's also should be going to jail. They're going to kill him, and then they're going to... Wait, you mean throw the guy or you out, LaToya? I don't understand what you're saying. Look, this is what I think is going to happen. They're going to make a deal with somebody close to Diddy that can get them whatever the evidence that Diddy still has on people. They're going to get rid of Diddy, and then they're going to let that person get off when that person gives them over the evidence that they have on all the other people that they don't want to go to prison. Diddy is done. He allowed for his situation to go too far. I don't know if he has any. I don't know who he has on no freak off type stuff. I'm not going there. Diddy is done because he allowed for the situation to go too far before he met them in the middle. He tried to sue. He sued that alcohol company, which is basically suing one of the big dogs. And they said, fine, that's what you want to do? Not a problem. I'm going to get you up out of here. You ungrateful. How you gonna tell us how we can and can't move our own money around? We own you, boy. What is this? Still raining? No, it's not raining. Give me something to drink. We'll be right back. Put it down in the comments. What else y'all want to talk about? What else y'all want to talk about? Put it down in the comments. Be right back. I'm gonna go give me something. Fucking me. What up, Team Moto? Salute. So let's talk about the Keystone Bridge. I haven't been up on the Keystone Bridge. Put it in the chat. I don't. You're gonna have to put me on the game before I can get too far into that conversation. All I know is that a lot of people believe that Keystone Bridge situation, along with a different bridge that had went down, was not a accident and was done on purpose, and it was actually an act of, I think, terrorism. But some people also believe that the government did it or something like that. So that part, I don't know what to tell you. We don't know if that Drake love for dog things are real or not. All we know is that there is a story out there currently that Drake might be into the Fidos. We don't know that to be true. It could all be bullshit. But if you listen to what these dudes say that these guys got to be into in order to get to the big bucks, anything is possible, man. I heard one story that there's a very prominent rapper. I'm not going to say who it is. He had to eat his own man pudding. And then there's another thing that there's a reason why some of these actors have to eat their own fecal matter. So there are lots of alleged rituals that's out there. So, I don't know. Don't know what to tell you. I've heard a lot of things about what allegedly goes on behind the scenes. I just could not want to be that famous that bad. I just couldn't be me. I do not even enjoy being known. So yeah, that couldn't have been me. It just can't be me. I don't even enjoy being known. So no, that wouldn't be me. Like we're gonna make you you're gonna make you known worldwide. And like shit, what do I gotta do to make that not happen? Yeah, so that wouldn't be a thing for me. That wouldn't be anything I'd be into. I love being outside, and it's always dope when I run into people who know who I am. I love y'all. Don't get it confused. But if you understood how many more people I run into that are just assholes, you'll get it. You understand what I'm saying? Like you'll get it. You'll get it. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll get it. You'll be like, you'll get it. But it's always dope when I run into people who appreciate what we do. Never really ran into anybody that like super overly friendly, but I do run into people that know who I am. Like yo, Froze, BBN. Like I run into people that know who I am, but I think it's always better when they know me by voice even more than they know me by looks. Because when they know me by voice more than by looks, that always is dope. But it is what it is. It's what it is. I'm just not one of those people that need certain things. Like I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah, I don't got much to say on the bridge. If anybody could help me out with the bridge, then we'll get into it. Toya Hicks says, you think Will Smith going down too? I've heard a lot about Will Smith, but Will Smith gets publicly embarrassed a lot. And I do believe that when you get publicly embarrassed, that's a way they don't come for you. So I literally think one of the reasons why Will Smith hasn't been outed or hasn't been sued or is because of his wife constantly publicly embarrassing him like every 5 minutes. It seems to me like whenever you get publicly embarrassed, it's like they're satisfied. T-Moto says they still got the people on the ship as hostages and took their phones. What the fuck? I didn't even know about all that. You put me on the game. Yeah, you put me on the game, T-Moto. Will Smith gets publicly embarrassed a lot. So I don't think anything is happening to him. It's the dudes that never like, because they got like the humiliation rituals. It's like he does one like every other month. Like fame. His wife is constantly embarrassing him. All the time. All the time. Like literally, that's what her job is. When was the last time she was in an actual good movie? C Pablo, what up, C Pablo? Haven't seen you in a while. He says maybe the same for Drake. Big humiliation ritual. I think they trying to do these humiliation rituals. Maybe. Maybe. The fuck? That is not police. That's a ambulance siren. Maybe. I don't know this name, but you said been a minute. Okay. So yeah, it might be a humiliation ritual for Drake. I don't know. T-Moto says all the other things are distractions for what's really going on. Yes, rituals to wake us up. Yeah. Freaking it could be a humiliation ritual for Drake. I have no idea. It could be a humiliation ritual for Akademiks. But I just don't think it is. Not for Akademiks. For Drake, it might be. I don't think it's a humiliation ritual for Akademiks. I think Akademiks just did too much. He's done a lot of shit that I just personally look at and I'd be like, really? They might be getting him up out of there. I don't think he's gonna go to jail, to be honest with you. But you know, I don't understand how these dudes get to the bag and then don't immediately try to secure themselves a wife. Like, especially if you know or you have a real strong feeling that you're gonna make it, you're gonna, make it, be rich, you're gonna be wealthy, be able to pay for everything you need, yada yada, whatever. The first thing you should be thinking about is security, and the most secure thing you can be having is a wife and a family. To me, so I don't understand how these guys get all of this super rich. You have enough money to have wives. There's women out there that would agree to that. There's women out there that don't have a problem having a sister wife, especially with the turn of the energy that's happening in the world right now. So I don't understand why you just don't get a wife, and then if need be, maybe you get a second wife or a third wife. I'm not here for the having multiple hundreds of women that you dating. That doesn't make sense to me. And when I say getting having second and third wives, I don't mean y'all all sleeping together, neither. I mean, you're sleeping with her and you're sleeping with her and you're sleeping with her, never at the same time, and they're not sleeping with each other. So there's a TV show called Big Love. One of my favorite shows. It's an HBO show. Watch it. One of my favorite shows. That show is what opened up my mind to, we need to have large families. And why I don't necessarily think every man should have multiple wives, but why, if you have the financial capabilities, the spiritual resolve, and the emotional fortitude, why that could be a benefit, not just for you, but to your children also. So I'm not for the, we all sleeping together type of arrangement. I'm not for that. God doesn't want that. I'm not for that. But I do think that many of our issues and many of our problems are happening because women, in relationships, are under the impression that their husband is cheating. Sometimes he is, just so we can be clear. But I think that all of that gets resolved And a lot of other issues and problems get resolved. You know, uh, go watch the movie, go watch the TV show Big Love. It's incredible. I think a lot of people start dropping, died because of so many people in this BS. I think a lot of people start because it is some. Explain, Latoya Hicks. I don't understand what you're saying. Explain, please. But me myself, no, not in the situation I'm currently in. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go have 6 wives, nigga. I'm maybe one, and I'm a far away from having two. So that wouldn't even be something that's on my mind personally. Just so we could be clear, that wouldn't even be something that's on my mind. I'm far away from that. Also, if we look at the Bible, most of the time people have multiple wives. It was God bringing them the wife, or their own wife bringing them a wife in order for them to be able to keep procreating. If if we're gonna go by what the Bible says, there's a lot of times, the woman was getting older and she couldn't bear any more children. So she'll bring another younger woman in, as for the wife of her husband, so they can have more children and so the family can grow. So, like, there's purposes for this. You understand? Anyway, neither here nor there. In case it's good, a good show for us today. Have a good afternoon. You also have a good afternoon. Salute. Appreciate everybody. I think I'm about to end the show. Anything y'all want to talk about? It's going on noon. I think I'm gonna let y'all go tonight. I plan on having a guest. I gotta talk to them. We're gonna probably stream y'all tonight. I plan on having a guest. Super producer Mike Jones. That's the plan. I plan on having a guest, super producer Mike Jones. If so, we're gonna hear some music. I heard some unreleased Meek the other day. It was good. It was good. Meek really do need to get in the damn booth and stay off the internet. For real, for real. Like, he really needs to stay off of the internet and get in the booth. He really needs to stop going back and forth with Akademiks and whoever else he's beefing with. He really needs to just stop doing it. For real, for real. I heard some unreleased Meek. He was killing it. Just absolutely killing it. He needs to stay off of the internet. I don't know no other way to say that. He needs to stay off the internet. Meek needs to just say, you know what, internet? I'm done with you guys. That's what he needs to do. In any regard, I think I'm gonna let y'all go. Has anybody seen Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes yet? Also, I saw Fall Guy. I liked it. I seen somebody on the internet like bashing Fall Guy. It was actually good. Meek loving X worries right now. I hope he isn't actually. I wouldn't want. We're not supposed to revel in other people's misfortune. So I hope he isn't actually. But I wouldn't be surprised if he isn't somewhere just, clapping his hands off, Meek jokes. Probably bunny hopping, on jokes and shit. But I wouldn't be surprised if he's somewhere just, absolutely ecstatic. I wouldn't be surprised. Akademiks obviously has some situations going on right now. I think people need to be a little bit more mindful when they accuse someone of trying to make a cash grab. Because let's say the person is actually making a cash grab, but let's say you also did them dirty. Then is it really a cash grab? Like if somebody got, if you really did somebody dirty, is that really a cash grab? So I think people need to be mindful, especially saying shit like that, because you might think there might not be any evidence out there on whatever the crime is, but I promise you, if you committed a crime, there's evidence. Shit, there's evidence about shit that a crime you ain't even committed. There's stuff that people could just pretend is evidence. So anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. Tonight's show tonight. Shout out to the Knicks. Shout out to Jalen freaking Brunson. Shout out to the freaking Mavericks for not understanding how to use that talented point guard and sending him this way. We love him here. What up, Ben Roman? Salute. Shit, I was just closing the chat out, Mr. Roman. Tonight, we are doing Petty Wars, Saloon Petty Wars. Tonight, we will be doing a Saloon Petty Wars. For anybody that want to show up and be a part of the process, we will be doing a Saloon Petty Wars tonight. At least that's the plan. With that being said, I love y'all. Please go out there, do something great in the world. And after you do this great thing, I want you to stamp God's name on it. I want you to let people know that you came in the name of the Most High. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out. The show should be about 9 o'clock tonight. I'm out.